everybody. Welcome to season 3 of What's IG and Crashing On. I'm Karen Walby Solomon, and I'm your host. And we're here to talk about what's hot in pop culture. Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of season 3. Today's episode, we have the stars of the extremely popular SAFTA winning comedy show, How to Ruin Christmas. This season is called How to Ruin Christmas the Funeral, and it follows our favorite cast of characters as they have to attend a funeral. But we will tell you more about that a little bit later. Um, but once again, I'm joined by homegirl Leanne. How are you doing, girl?
What up, homie? I'm good. How are you?
Could be better. Could be could be better. Could be worse. Um, so I had a COVID scare this week, and I'm very happy to to be safe and sound. Um,
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, but otherwise, one of the big things that happened this week, before we get into how to ruin Christmas and all of that, is that Spotify Wrapped came out. And I know people are always
Yes.
saying like how annoying it is and stuff, but I love it. I feel like you see into the depths of people. So like I know one year my top my top Spotify rap stuff was just all like wedding type songs because that was like my comfort music. And I was so embarrassed. And like everybody's like posting their Beyonce Spotify raps, and I'm out here with like Ed Sheeran and
Please
like
don't even be embarrassed. I felt like my aura on Spotify rap this year was yearning and sadness. But like that's
is that what it said?
consistently yeah, that's consistently been my thing. Like I'm happiest when listening to sad songs.
Mm.
So yeah, it was just more of the same,
Mine
basically.
was mine is such a lie because mine is like is energy and bold or something like that. Or it's like energetic and bold. But that the type of music I listen to, it's like this is my get hot playlist, and like this is just like hot girl
Yes.
music. And then I'm like, this is just like the opposite of what I really am, but it's what I want to be. So, if that's what Spotify is seeing in me, I hope that it's like,
Manifesting, babes.
yeah,
Manifesting.
Spotify is helping me manifest my future. Wait, let me actually check what my order was. Yeah, energy and bold. That is my order. So
Yeah.
who's your top artist? Question
I
question.
mean, no surprise on this one. It was T Swizzle.
Mine too. Mine too.
I swear it wasn't even all red. It was mostly folklore. I think that album got me through a lot of shit this year. Just, yeah, the
Mm.
songs spoke to me. So definitely T Swizzle.
Yeah, for me it was Taylor Swift, but I actually think because I know my top song was "Kiss Me More" by Doja Cat
Jojo?
and SZA,
Yes.
but I listened to Doja Cat a lot, like a lot. So I actually, so I thought she would be my top artist or top something, but then I also realized that Taylor Swift released so much music this year. Like
Mm,
besides Folklore and Evermore last year that I'm still listening to, it was the her version of Fearless came out, her version of Red.
yes.
So it's like the amount of music that came from her. And I also listen to some of her previous work also sometimes. I know I'm not
Mm.
supposed to, but sometimes I do. um and then my top song with her was Wildest Dreams, which is my favorite Taylor Swift song. I think the so it's just like yeah, so it is.
There was
but
so
but
much
but but
content that she must have skewed the
yeah.
results slightly.
Yes, but when I looked at my top 5 songs, none of my top 5 songs were Taylor Swift songs. So my top five was like Kiss Me
Um,
More, and then it was Streets by Doja Cat, and then it was Driver's License, obviously, by Olivia Rodrigo,
obviously.
and then there's a little bit embarrassing, but Peaches by the Beebs and
Don't
Daniel
even
Caesar.
hate, babes.
And
No
then
judges. No
number
judges.
5 was the 34 plus 35 remix by Ariana Grande featuring Doja Cat. And Megan Thee Stallion. And then Spotify makes you a whole playlist of your top songs of the year, and like I'm just like,
And
this is
it's
just
just Doja
Doja
Cat.
Cat, Doja Cat all the time.
I
Yeah, no, I
think
love Doja Cat.
I think what I realized was this year was the most unintentional I've been with listening to music. Just because
Mm,
like a lot of my most played things were unobtrusive songs that popped up in multiple playlists.
mm,
So it was just like I think it was a year it just showed that like I wasn't very intentional with finding music this year. It was just
mm.
stuff that like happened to be around that wasn't, yeah.
Mine, so I listen to a lot of like film scores when I write. So like
Hmm.
when I'm listening to my top two, like my top songs of 2021, and it'll be like Cardi B, and then it'll be like dun, 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 like the next song. So I mean, I know I wrote a lot this year, but I was just like, "Yarra." Like like it's just like it's so inconsistent, but I enjoy it. I don't even no skips from me. I listen to my dun, 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 dun.
Every song's a
So
jam, man.
so Isabel Waller-Bridge, Phoebe Waller-Bridge's sister, she is the
Hmm.
composer for the Emma soundtrack, and so she was number 4 of my top artists this year. So it's like Taylor Swift number 1, 2 Doja Cat, 3 Lana Del Rey, then 4 Isabel Waller-Bridge, and then 5 is Ariana Grande. It's just like I'm just like
Strong
um
female lineup over there.
yeah, I was like, there's not even any men. Um, and then my nephew was like, "What about peaches?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, you're right." um, but we also had a great. The podcast also had a great year. We were streamed in 26 new countries. Oh, 26 countries in 2021.
Amazing.
We went up a 78% followers on Spotify, and that's just Spotify. That's not even including the other podcast apps that people listen to the show on.
Shout out to all
So
the newbies joining us.
yeah, shout out to the newbies. We hope you have fun. Um, but on that note, we are going to go into our chats with the cast of How to Ruin Christmas, the Funeral. So I spoke to quite a few people. I'm not gonna lie. Let me just I spoke to Retti Ramaphakela, who is the creator of the show, and she, like, I don't know, like, she just has such great energy. Like, you could see she just really loves this show that she's creating, and like, oh, she just I was just such a fan of her. Like, obviously I was a fan of the show, but I didn't like,
Hmm.
I knew her other work, but I like seriously single and stuff, but I didn't like know her as a person. And I'm not saying to the interview I got to know her as a person, but it's just like I was just like, oh man, this lady has just such good energy.
Hmm.
Anyway, so I spoke to her, and then I spoke to Busi Lurayi, who plays Tumi, the main character, and she is so in her character. She knows what is going, like what is coming and what is going. And then I also spoke to Yonda Thomas, who plays Khaya, who you remember is Busi's Tumi's Busi's the name of the actor. Tumi's like friend slash love
Love
interest.
interest. Yep, yep.
Yeah. And then
Treat.
I spoke um to Thando Thabethe, and like no spoilers because the show comes out on Friday, but I think it's Friday, yeah, Friday. But I must say that Thando Thabethe acted the F out of the season.
Oh, she's
Oh, like if you
amazing though.
yeah, but like the content this season, she was like giving a show. Like she was so good. Anyway, and Sandile Mahlangu, who plays Spoo, who is Beauty's husband.
Uh huh.
The two of them, they have like a shame. Like I spoke, you will hear in the interview. I speak to them about this, but everybody else is having like a ball of a time, and the two of them are like having a serious storyline, and everybody else is like taking drugs, dancing, going to strip clubs, and the two of them are like having like serious conversations. And then I also spoke to the legend Rami Chuene, who plays Auntie Grace.
Yeah.
So was we have 3 interviews, and it's solid lineup. So yeah, here's our chat with the cast of How to Ruin Christmas, the Funeral. Okay, so tell me, for both of you, what was your favorite scene of season 2?
You can't ask me that. I think that's really, I think that's like a setup for failure. She's just the girl. She's changed. She's grown up. I don't think it's a fair question.
For me, favorite scene. I think it's one of the scenes that I think I mentioned this before. Where the family comes out, they sing as the coffin is going into the what do you call the cars? A hearse.
Hearse.
Yes, a hearse. As the coffin is going. And you always get those aunts, né? The singing. It's a funeral. It's a funeral, but the aunts are like, yeah, like a bye-bye. I'm like, excuse me, it's
and
a
then
funeral.
there's always the one
in
the family who should not sing, but will insist
on singing.
We had one.
Yeah, so I think in that scene, everyone will be like, "Woo, you know, this is you, no Malungelo. This is you. This is what you do at funerals. You must stop."
Yeah.
So I think
that one, and I don't do that to people. I wouldn't share people's pain, but we did have somebody who had a painful experience with music and notes, but confidently so. She thought she was killing those notes, and she looks like the type who can sing. I think I'm giving you a hint, but whoa, don't
talk about grieving.
Hey.
I'm not gonna like guess at all. I'm just gonna go on and say, so Yonda, we see a different side of Khaya this season. Like, how did you navigate this new aspect of the character?
I think when a child is born, or when you find out that you have a child, you automatically have all these ideas in your head that this is who I should be. I should be more responsible. Don't drink, don't smoke. All these things that you have. I should get a house now, and I should do this, do that. I should be in I don't know, in a book club, be a dad. So I think for me, it was a matter of understanding what that means for Khaya. What does being a father mean for him, and where does Tumi fit into all of that? And I had to create that image as Khaya on his own, without Tumi, so that when Tumi is introduced, there is this, push and pull that will happen. So I think for me, it was a matter of just looking at the script and finding out what does this mean for Khaya to be a father. What years might he have, and how far is he willing to go to see this dream of his come true? What is he willing to sacrifice, and how far is he willing to push? So I think for me to try and find that, I had to go to those places and try to find out really what it means.
And boy, did you do that.
Thank you.
Busi, so can you talk about Tumi's journey of self-discovery this season?
Sure. Every human, Yonda touched on it earlier, the reality of life is as you grow, change is inevitable, right? And we can only hope for positive change, or whatever that means to the individual. And one thing I noticed in season 1, in How to Ruin Christmas, first installation, the wedding, right? I think Tumi's yeses were so resounding, you know what I mean? Like she honored that. But the pain that came with yes made Tumi kind of go, no. No. Sometimes to like the extreme, like I'm not touching that because it's gonna break. But that means if you're not touching that because it's gonna break, it also means you're not tapping in and you're not touching the truth of, say, the relationship with Khaya. For her, it's kind of, it's safe enough, right? It's safe enough. So I don't want more. But in not wanting more is cheating herself, which is so unlike Tumi. I'm going this time, right? But I don't. Then she's miserable almost because she's scared to interact with everyone, and it's that transition was it was quite a painful journey, because what is right? You know what I mean? The first season she was like a girl who says, I'm giving in, I'm loving fully, whatever. But it hurt her so much that now she kind of like suppresses all of that, and there's some gain to an extent. But it topples her back to the same space, misunderstood, and it's that's when you see the pain in Tumi, more than the sort of like, and she keeps on saying that I'm toxic. It's being no to, before she was saying yes, I'm a good person. Yes, I'm going in, and now she's going, no, maybe I'm not a good person. I'm toxic. That made it feel, I felt for Tumi. It really sucks. And so how fitting that it would be how during Christmas, the funeral, it's not the actual event of a funeral. It's there's a lot of loss that happens. There's huge loss. Losing self. I mean, when you kind of, what do they say? When you're on your journey to finding self, the idea is not to lose a lot of what it is that you are, right? But it's people like Tumi. I sort of, there's a pain in kind of going, I want to find myself, but the world says let go of what it is that works for you. And it makes a lot of situations complex.
Yeah, and I think that to just add, I mean, you speak so beautifully. Like you articulate so well.
Yeah,
and with Khaya, you find that it's the exact opposite, where it's like you have to lose all of that because that's childish. We're not children anymore. We need to grow up, so we need to lose all of that, and we need to become entirely different people, right? And I think there's a lot of loss. Like
you'd find I found a new one. You'd find Tumi, because of all of this, is the one who goes to therapy. I'm making this up, right? And therapy, what do they say? Inner child, childhood trauma, blah blah blah. And it's what he's saying, that you kind of go, no, you need to search deeper, because you are responding to your reality now, but it's because you're running away from
something,
from you know what I mean. So you can't. What's the saying? You can't fix a broken glass by replacing it with another one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's I think that's his journey. So he's going, I'm overindulging my Lulu girl because I failed at overindulging to be my best friend. I failed at overindulging my mom who passed away. So that's when he overadjusts, because he's overcompensating, because unlike a Tumi, he does not deal with truth. Times he's covering and running, but he thinks he's connecting.
He thinks he's connecting to what's happening now, but what he's doing is avoiding what really is happening.
So what lesson do you think would you like the audience to leave season 2 with?
Sure. Plenty lessons. Top of mind right now would be understanding that the concept of time, right? We've always lived in a thing of remember to love the people and let them know you love them, because you don't know how much time you have with them, right? But then there's moments where they say be in the moment, right? You know what I mean? Exist in the moment, because sometimes you lose it. So I think the audience kind of can learn that about time and self. So if you can be in the moment of self, you can see your family for who they are. You can celebrate your truth, even if it looks messed up to the world. So it's that the world has always maybe thought that Africans are so like extreme and not caring, like, oh, he's a drunko, but drunko shows up all the goddamn time. You know what I mean? Time. There's a thing where your mother will, black mothers will say, I didn't see it, just to save their child. And so it's that, like, I think the concept of appreciating time, but true self, like being in the true moment, will resolve unnecessary priorities about life. So yeah.
I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I think it's also finding, I think people need to watch it to find who they are. And finding who you are is a constant thing. You have to find out who you are today. Do you need coffee today before we get started? Or today you're happy to just wake up and go? And all these decisions, I mean, we can go deeper than that, but I think the one thing is that constantly figuring out who you are. And if you look at the families, the two families, it's consistently everybody's always trying to figure out who they are. We're doing the funeral like this. No, we're not doing it like that. And we're do it this way. We're getting this casket. And these are all people trying to figure out how to honor whoever it is they're trying to honor, and trying to find out, who am I in this situation right now? What part do I play in this funeral? What part do I play in this family unit? I think that's one lesson, that always be true to yourself and always consistently try to figure out who you are in every situation you're in. You're not always going to be the same person, and you don't have to be consistently the same person in every situation. I think from Khaya, it's, being a father doesn't mean who my father is.
Yeah.
Being a parent doesn't mean who my mother was.
Mm.
For me, it might be a totally different thing. Maybe I don't have to do TikTok videos with my kids. Maybe I don't have to read books with my kids, but I can do something and I can do a lot of different things with my kids. Maybe, find who you are in every situation.
But if you are like a Tumi,
yeah,
just don't touch anything. I mean,
no, I say touch as much as you can. She has a talent, right? Tumi has a talent where everything she touches is like a Midas's touch, right?
Yeah.
It's ruined. And because it's ruined, it exposes what it was never. It never was.
Oh,
Like she would do something that is like, it's like a facade. Everyone's like, we are a happy family. And Tumi comes in and says, but wait a minute. And then everything falls apart and everybody's like, you know what? Actually we never liked each other. We need to do
That's so true. It's a perfect way.
She has a talent.
A gift.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Okay, no spoilers, but do you guys think that Tumi made the right decision at the end?
Okay. The part of
No
Tumi-
spoilers, they say.
No spoilers. The part about Tumi that I really, really enjoy in the being misunderstood part, right, is Tumi does, when it comes to her loved ones, when it comes to the responsibility of showing up for people, intention is never wrong. The intention is absolutely, absolutely never wrong. But now, here's the thing, intention versus expectation. That's when you kind of go, did she make the right decision according to who? What were the people's expectations versus her true intention? So, what were the people's expectations?
So, I guess the answer to that is, it depends on what you expect.
Expecting.
So it might be a right decision for me, but maybe not for you.
Oh, perfect. Oh my gosh. But guys, thank you so much. This was lovely. I really enjoyed season 2, and I'm looking forward to everyone else to watch it as well, so that that everyone can enjoy it with me. But thank you so much. It was lovely meeting you.
Oh, thank you so very much. It was a lovely chat.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
See you on the 10th. Well, not, okay.
With your family. Watch it with your family.
Yes.
We will know.
Yeah. Again.
Oh.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi, friend.
Hi. Nice to meet you too.
You too.
So, okay. Let's get started. A question for both of you. What is your favorite scene of season 2?
Yo. Oh gosh. In fact, I think I was telling you about that one. But I think one of the best part is when they're now Gogo has died and now they realize that the funeral is going to be on Christmas, and Beauty and Zvoo, they're saying, no, but that's our wedding anniversary ever. And then the dad goes like, Busi goes like, but then that's also my mother's bureau ever. My favorite one ever. I laugh like I've never.
It's so crazy to see she's not even in.
I'm not. I laughed so much I was tearing. I kept on going back and watching it. I was like, what? What are they saying? This
And the way Saint delivers it so
and the way he delivers
Yeah.
it, the fact that nobody can dispute right now. I don't understand what you guys are saying. It's my mother's first burial ever. For me, I died.
I think mine is the opposite of that. It's actually the last scene of episode 1 where everyone realizes that Gogo has, moved on. And just to see, the actors in that moment and everyone's looking at Tumi again, like, oh gosh.
Again, you.
did it.
Yeah, like here, like literally, here we go again. And it's such a beautiful way to say to the audience, we're back, welcome to the chaos, welcome to the madhouse.
Yeah.
So season 1 was like really successful, with all the SAFTA wins and constantly trending. When did you guys know that the show was a hit?
When we shot it, I'm sorry. I know so like OTT and so presumptuous, but I knew it. I read the script. I was like, we have a hit. I knew it. I loved it. I was like, come on, guys. I mean, I'm sure you knew.
I didn't know.
I knew. As we were shooting it, I was like, this, because another thing is that when I watched the first season, I watched it with the audience. I didn't watch it like I acted in it. So a general public, no one who knew what was happening, I really watched it like a season that was just playing on TV. I laughed at every scene. I laughed at some of the scenes as if I was not part of the crew. And I watched it like that. So that's even when I read the script like as an audience member first, before I read it as an actor. And for me, I was sold on it instantly. I knew it was a hit, even when we were shooting it. I was just like, oh no, I know, we have a hit. We have a hit on our hands, guys.
I think for us, it's like very scary because, you create a story and you're like, I hope people will understand what we're trying to do. And we work really hard with our writers in the writing room. And, it's days spent gag polishing and whatever. But you can never know, right? You can never be sure. Even when you're on set and you see the actors and they're in wardrobe and makeup and you're like, wow, these people are real. They're actual real longer on the page. And you're still like, okay, we're getting there. It's going to be great. And then you sort of post-production and you're like, they killed it. Oh yeah, that is funny. But you still just never know. But I think because we stayed true to what we always wanted to do, we never compromise on what we wanted to do. I think that's why it got the acclaim. And I really hope that How to Ruin Christmas, The Funeral, also hits that out of the ballpark. Because we were saying second seasons are tough. It's a tough thing to go on to. But I think we have something special and magical here.
True, I agree. I was sold immediately. I was like, this is something I would want to watch, even if I wasn't part. This is something that I would definitely love. And the writing was great. The casting even better. I was just like, okay.
So on that, Retti, how did you go about planning the second season?
Well, it was a tough one because it's like, okay, we had a wedding, okay? And now it's 1 year later. What could bring the families back together? Now they're tied together by marriage, whether they like it or not, the civil partners are going to be together forever. What brings Black people together again? Funerals. So it was just about that. And it was about what twists can we give? The audience are wondering what Khaya's secret is, and we're still that to them. But it was important to also deal with something that Black people are very used to, but people around the world as well. We all have experienced loss, but there's something cathartic that comes with it. And getting that balance was very important to us. But more important was bringing back everyone's favorite characters and then throwing in some new ones and throwing in faces. I think that's what keeps it on its toes. That's what keeps it exciting. And I think you'll watch an episode and go, oh, I know where this is going. And then you get to the end of another episode and you're like, what? What? And then you get to another one and you're like, wait, what? That was so hard for us that we had to make sure, especially with one extra episode this season on how do we just keep twisting it and twisting it?
Yeah.
So Rami, I actually have to ask you, how much fun was it to film the scone scene?
She knows too much. She's seen it all.
I can't believe it was so crazy. The funny thing, the worst was eating that thing. It stuck in my throat, okay? And then I take after take. And this one kept on saying, okay, just one last shot. And I'd be like, there's a whole song sitting in my throat.
Although she was very believable, Karen. We should be very worried about how believable she played all that stuff. Like, what's happening at Rami's house?
Yeah, like it's crazy. But it was so out of. It's like she brought out the ratchet, and now you know that okay, this is the aunt that you do not give the scones to. And I mean, when she was looking for them frantically,
Yes.
her life was she couldn't believe that the bucket disappeared. Like, how dare you? You know? But shooting that scene was so crazy. We worked so hard. My legs after that, I just did not want. I
made her run.
I kept running.
Yeah.
By the time that wig, I wanted to burn. But
You can tell we have fun on set, clearly.
Yeah, no, we had a lot of fun. I absolutely enjoyed each and every moment on set. Even the times when, the weather would change, it would get cold. And it needed to look like it's summer. And yeah, the funny thing, you'd be like, and they say action.
Professionals.
Show up. Yeah, we had so much fun. We had so much fun. And I think what makes everything work as well is we're telling stories that we know. We're so fascinated. And I mean, throughout I could remember some of my aunts. I'm like, oh yeah, I know Manito would have done this. I know this one. I know that one. I know that other aunt, especially the funeral, the singing and all of that. The aunt of mine who made sure that she would sing higher than everybody, unnecessarily so, but we knew it. We were like, when they say hymn number, already. Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I love this season and I can't wait for everybody else to see it. This was a lovely chat. So great meeting you.
Oh,
You're back first.
Get frozen.
Oh, yeah, no, I just said I enjoyed the season and I'm so excited for everyone else to see it.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Good, thank
Great.
you.
So, okay, let's get started. A question for both of you. What is your favorite scene of season 2?
Let's just start.
Sure. We have to base this on memory because we
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
For me, you weren't in that scene. I think it's the opening scene of the season. You just watched it, hey, Karen.
Yeah.
So you can correct me, but I think it's the plane scene with the baby.
I am in that scene.
Oh, you are because you're in the plane.
You know what's
with me.
funny? That's the same scene that I was thinking about too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I mean, it lays the groundwork for
Yeah.
for everything that's going to happen afterwards. Because it's such a plot twist in its
Yeah,
own. It's a
yeah.
comedic plot twist, and it sets the standard. So I think that's my favorite scene. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to finish. I was like,
Okay.
that's fine.
and it's great cameos also.
Yes.
So your characters both have a very serious arc this season. So how did you navigate it when all the other characters are like getting high and stealing bodies? How
Yeah, they got to have all the
I
fun.
get to have all the fun. We
How did you like ground yourselves?
It was very difficult. I mean, at one point I asked Retti, like, dude, I thought we were shooting a comedy. But I mean, I think, it's about finding the comedy in moments that are difficult, which I think what the whole season is about.
Yeah, I think it's just remaining truthful to the character. Try to, by all means, remain in the moment and in the present moment. And I think, the director and the storyline itself will carry us further. So I think just trusting in the fact that, the show is going to take us this way, I think that helped us a lot in the ground.
And Thando, like beauty especially is dealing with so much grief and trying to like patch things up. So how important do you think this was to depict like knowing how difficult Christmas is for those who are grieving?
Sure. I think it's a difficult time for the world, really. A lot of the world is grieving. And
we are supposed to be the fun elements, but we're also a mirror almost to say that you're not alone. There's other people going through this, which I think is also important because we get so fixated with the idea of being happy, which is what Beauty does, right? She's fixated with the idea of being happy when the now moment doesn't allow.
Mm.
And then you get Spoo, who is like the juxtapose of that, where he wants to try and remind Beauty the whole time to remember that let's be truthful here. Let's feel these things so that we can heal from them instead of being distracted and trying to push them away, you know. And I think that's the beauty between Spoo and Beauty is that
Like your choice of words.
yeah,
Beauty.
between the beauty between Beauty and Spoo is that they really feed off one another very well. And yeah, that's what.
And I also like that, like, okay, I don't know about like, but I mean, like, Spoo has to deal with his own like grief as well as dealing with Beauty's because she's not dealing with it, which is so. It was such an interesting thing, and you guys did it so well. So like season 1 was so successful, like all the awards and trending. When did you guys know that this was a hit? Like, I'm in a hit.
I think after we're done shooting it.
Really?
For me, I'll be honest. I think after we're done shooting it, you get such a feeling after leaving it all in the open, and you know that everybody else did, and you know that you were carried very well from the directors to the writing, to the storyline, to the veterans that were on the show as well, to the experience, Thando Thabethe. You know, after you're done and you're going home and you're like, I left it all there. You just have this feeling. I don't know if it's a God feeling or God is there, you know, that you did a great job, everybody did, and it's going to be a success. You know, I knew instinctively.
I didn't. No, I mean, I remember when it released that I was on set.
Yeah.
So and it was shooting in a place with no signal. So I couldn't even see like what people's responses were. So I remember being anxious and being nervous. I mean, I'm sure, you know, the environment feels good. Yeah, no, you know what I mean? Like, it's not one thing is, it sucks. You hope. You put it out there and you hope for the best.
I was like, this one, you know me, I'm a very critical person. Like, I criticize a lot, especially of shows that I watch and shows that I've been a part of and my performances in the shows. But after I was done with this one, I can't put it, I just couldn't wait for people to see it. I couldn't wait for people to see How to Win Christmas the Way. I can't wait for people to see How to Win Christmas the Funeral, because it's better, way better.
So what lesson do you think you want people to leave season 2 with?
That it's okay to laugh and to cry. That, you know, emotions don't have to live in isolation. That, you know, things happen concurrently. You know, you can be in a moment of grief, but there may be something that sparks, I don't know, emotions of happiness, and that's okay.
And that chaos is a part of life.
Yeah.
And as long as you have people that you love and the loved ones around you, things can always be resolved, and there's a resolve at the end of all problems. And I think that's one major theme that we have to push out there, you know, and How to Win Christmas reunions as well.
Thank you guys so much. This was perfect. I'm so excited for everyone to see season 2. I loved it so much. And thank you.
Do you love it?
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. So that was the cast and the creator of How to Ruin Christmas the Funeral. All 4 episodes will be streaming on Netflix from Friday the 10th of December. And it's so funny and such a great show. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. Okay. So we are going to go into Crushing On, our favorite segment. And I'm going to start this week because I always let Leanne start first. And, you know, sometimes I also need to be the star of the show. But
sometimes. Sure.
My Leo energy. So this week I've been crashing on The Wheel of Time. So I never read the books. And I have this. I was saying to you before, Leanne, but like I always have this weird thing where I think I don't like high fantasy because I think that I'm not going to understand it. I honestly think I'm a lot stupider than I probably am. But anyway. But I always think but then I was like, but like, you know, everybody knows how into Game of Thrones I was. And Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. But okay, I wasn't that into Lord of the Rings. I'm lying to you guys. Anyway, so I started watching the show and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be boring. But like, I really like Rosamund Pike and Rosamund Pike, yeah. And I
Yeah.
was like, but maybe I will, get into it. A couple of episodes. Like Game of Thrones took me a couple of episodes. So I started watching. I'm immediately in this world. I'm like, what's going on here? Only women can wield magic. And then they are like hunting down people. Then this weird monsters are coming out. Yeah, then they're like controlling this one man with magic. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But but I did know what was going on. And I enjoyed every single second of it. Um so like Dune, they say that it was very difficult. It's like a book that people found difficult to adapt,
Yes.
and I'm glad that they're doing a series so that they can have enough time to do everything. And the series is
Mhm.
finished, unlike Game of Thrones, because the author died like a couple of years ago. Um, but yeah, it looks promising. I'm enjoying the show so far, and yeah, I've been really crashing on it. I mean, like looking forward to new episodes because it is on Amazon Prime, and what I like what they do is like they're like old school. They're like one episode a week.
So you have to pace
So
yourself. You can't just binge
yeah,
everything all at once.
yeah. So you have the opportunity to get excited for the next episode,
Mm.
which is also cool. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that, and that's what I'm crushing on this week. And Julianne, what are you crushing on?
I mean, I feel like I'm always crushing on the same thing. But it's gonna have to be cheesy Christmas movie season for me. Netflix is
Yes.
slowly releasing all their Christmas movies, and I am loving it. So it started with Love Hard, which was amazing. Honestly, one of the funniest scenes I've ever watched is the scene of her singing in the bar. I don't know when last I laughed that hard in a rom com. It's so good. Um, and then we watched Princess Switch 3, the audaciousness of Vanessa Hudgens playing three people in a
Love
movie
her
and
so
then
much.
pulling it off. Like the fact that she makes it work is just, I think I was more curious than anything. And I was not disappointed. It was fantastic. And then Single All the Way, Netflix's first
Love it.
LGBTQ love story. And it was so sweet and so charming and really, really good. Oh, and then the castle one, the A
Oh,
Castle for Christmas. I mean, come on, it's like the original Robin Hood and Princess Bride guy with the gal. Oh, it's amazing. Anyway, yeah. So I'm very much on my Christmas movie train, which is my happy place.
I also really loved the Cost for Christmas. I love that guy, and I was just like enjoying every second. And I'm like, that guy is like a clearly fake,
The
but still
accent.
Scottish accent, a castle. It's everything I want in this world. Oh, you mad? I was
His
even
Swiss
like,
guy was on point.
I was like, no, this is it for me. I'm so happy. Love single though, but I'm not usually a fan of the friends to lovers trope. But in that movie, I was like, the minute they were taking photos when they okay, no spoilers for those who
Yo,
haven't watched it. That scene, I was
yes.
like,
No, so that's one of the things I loved is like the chemistry was so real and so palpable.
oh.
I was like, nah, man, this is it. This is good.
And like I was getting annoyed with those like the little nieces and stuff, but I was just like, oh, I probably would have been the same. I can't really
Zero
say
chill.
much. I'm also, but I'm more of a fan. I'm not a big fan of the sequel Christmas movies. I enjoy the standalones, which is why
Hmm.
I would rather watch the Vanessa Hudgens one with the night than I would with the Christmas the Princess Switch ones. And the same, like I wasn't a big fan of the what's that other one where
The
they
Christmas Prince.
yes.
Don't
So
judge me.
weird. Oh my gosh. I couldn't. That was too much for me. Like,
I love it. And then they all appear in each other's movies. So like there was the Easter egg in A Castle for
Castle.
Christmas. So did you
Yeah.
see when the couple checks in? It's the couple
Yeah.
from A Princess Switch. I
Yes.
was like, the Netflix Christmas cinematic universe. It's a real thing. I'm waiting for them to come together like the Avengers against somebody. I don't know why, but they need to do it now
Against the
because
Grinch.
they keep they keep dripping it in. So I'm like, where's it going? What are you building towards?
Oh no, but it was really fun. I really do like Christmas movies as well, and I also get bored of. Although I'll watch it anytime. I'll put those Hallmark ones on, but I can't watch too much of it. Like I need a good, like it has to be very funny, and which I think
Yes.
the Netflix one is able to kind of like measure like the schmaltzy romance one, like schmaltzy romance with the
Yeah.
comedy.
I feel
There's
like
one that I
they
want to
have,
watch
and
though.
you have to
Sorry.
like balance the genres. So like I feel like Netflix does the really cheesy ones like the Vanessa Hudgens and the Christmas Princess or whatever. Like those ones are obviously very Hallmark-y for Netflix, but
Hmm.
then they'll do ones that are very off-brand, like Happiest Season or The
Okay, but that
Holiday.
isn't their movie. But Holiday,
Holiday was theirs.
loved
And I mean, like, so
Holiday.
they they were so good, right? Like, it's set in Christmas, but it's just a really good rom com. So, like, I feel like they do kind of balance for all the market segments. Because, yeah, I think, like, full Hallmark does get a bit intense. You have to balance
There's
it
a
out.
whole apparently like you know Raymond a Black.
Yeah.
He was in Ginny and Georgia and the hot guy from Ginny and Georgia and um
Yes.
that Maid movie, yeah, a Maid TV show. He was anyway, so he's in quite a few Hallmark Christmas
Hallmark.
movies, and there's this one called the Boyfriends of Christmas Past, and I've it's a new one out this year, and I don't know if it's been on our Hallmark yet because I haven't seen it on TV. I keep looking out for it, but like I really want to watch that one.
Just for
I
him.
really like him. Oh my gosh.
Treat.
He is a treat. Okay, okay. Uh, that's all for us this week. But talking about Christmas movies, we have a bumper Christmassy, schmissy episode coming up for our final episode of season 3. But we will announce it on socials closer to the time. But before that, we want you to send us a voice note telling us about your favorite Christmas movie and why. And it will help us win a bet and also will be part of the show. So you can send a voice note to us at 078 362 2566. And for those of you that are not in South Africa, you have to add a +27 to that. And then it's once again 78 362 2566. Yeah, send us a voice note and tell us what you're feeling. But thank you so much for listening, and we will speak to you again in 2 weeks' time. Bye. The show is produced by me, Karen, and Rebecca Barches. Our admin is done by Leanne Phillipson. Our logo was designed by Nafifa Maruf. And the show was created in partnership with IGN Africa. If you like the show, tell everyone that you can, any way that you can. Keep up to date with our episodes by subscribing to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get